Here's something unusual. I'm about to say something nice about Muslim people. Oh, the background? Yeah, well, I'm in the toy room. It's got the best light in the house. I'm going to say something nice about Muslim people. I don't mean the kind with the airplanes and the suicide vests. I'm talking about just regular, plain old Muslim people. They were in the news here the other day because a Muslim lady supposedly just won Miss USA. No, it was on all the TV newscasts about how she was the first Arab American to make a Miss USA, the first Muslim lady to make a Miss USA, all kind of things. It was one of those great diversity moments. Only, on behalf of Muslims, I'd like to politely say, I don't know if they'd claim her. Now, no disrespect to her. She won the pageant fair and square, and that's great, and I'm sure it'll work out really well for her. But I suspect that if the average Muslim mom or dad in America were trying to pick somebody to represent them and their faith, they probably wouldn't have picked this chick. First of all, you see that dress she wore in the little walk across the stage deal? It was like a wedding gown, and marriages are very important to Muslim people. Only except in her wedding gown, there was no shoulders, and she was like falling out the top. Muslims don't like that. They believe in modesty. Now, not everybody's got to have a sheet over their head all covered up, but just regular Muslims still believe that showing off too much of your body is not the right way to go about business, which gets us to her bikini. It was like a couple of Band-Aids and a little hanky or something. And she's got a beautiful body, and it's certainly her right to choose to show off however she wants to. But again, if you think the average Muslim person goes around a lady in a bikini, I don't think that's the way they do. Again, not that like all Muslims are what you and I would call prudes, but most Muslims are what you and I would call modest. And that's a virtue for which I applaud them and for which they stand as a matter of religious principle. So I'm not exactly sure that the Muslim Miss USA walking around with her tatas swinging in the breeze is exactly how they think it ought to be done. There's one other aspect about this lady. She says that her family believes in both Islam and Christianity, and they practice both Islam and Christianity. Well, you can't. You can't do both. Now, those two religions can respect each other, and they can live peacefully side by side with each other, but they can't be practiced, both of them, by the same person, because they are mutually exclusive. If you believe in Islam, you probably respect Christianity, but you don't believe in it. And if you believe in Christianity, you might well respect Islam, but you don't believe in it. Not possible. Also, this Muslim girl, all her public years, school years, were spent in a Catholic school, which I don't think is how the average Muslim child is raised. And on the issue of the Catholic thing, they asked her a question. Do you think health insurance should be required to pay for birth control? And she said, sure, why not? Which makes me think that she's not making the Holy Father any happier than she's making the neighborhood imam. Now, I'm not criticizing her at all. She is free to believe and dress any way she chooses. But if I could stick up for my Muslim neighbor, I would politely say that when they're not strapping on the suicide vests, many of the Muslim values are pretty good ones. They often have strong families. They often have a sense of modesty, where you respect your body and don't go showing it off like you're a stripper. Another thing on this lady, we find out afterwards that she had won some beauty pageant which involved taking off all your clothes, which again is not the way Muslims do business. So if we're going to say that the suicide vest people are not truly representative of Islam, then I think it's only fair to also say that this Miss USA, she's not fairly representative of Islam either.